Johnson's handball missed the body. McGrath on the spot for the Blues, gives it to Houlihan. Goes inside 50 to Favola. In 1999, this for goal number 300. That is a beauty. Blues on the board.
Off to Stanton, brings it inboard to Watson. Chain of handballs, finds Lucas. Thumping kick normally, Scott Lucas heads to the top of the goal square. Will Thornton get there? I don't think so. They're on the board.
Houlihan's kick was a shocker. Slattery. Essendon to punish them on the rebound through Camporelli. Inside 50, Lucas in good position.
Yeah, well done.
Number 2. He slots it through.
Whitnell has to wait. Lucas just grabbed the leg. The Bombers turnover. Monfries can give it off to Lovett for the third Essendon goal. Comes back inboard. Lucas wants his third. Does he get it? Yes, he does.
He'll kick from just outside 50. He's as good as anyone from this distance generally. That one's come off the side of the boot to the square. Big fly over the top came from Kennedy. At ground level, Bentic gives it off. Houlihan goals. Wants to give it off quickly. Handball to Thornton, forward to the centre. Thornton can load it up. Goes in the direction of Kennedy. And over the top, Walker. Walker looks good off the boot. The Blues have got their third.
And the skipper gives it off. Blackwell. Favola had to do the spooling on that occasion. Outnumbered Eddie Betts in some heavy traffic. Finish it off, Eddie. You're a star.
Lovett has it in the back pocket. Dangerous kick. Tidy little half volley from Jay Nash. Goes to the wing. It was a 2-on-1 against Monfries. Stevens gets some support from Koutoufides. Gives it to Waite. Waite goes inboard to Carazzo. Carazzo wants to run to 50. Goes towards the square. Favola's his target. Floating back. Got it. To extend Carlton's lead to 2 goals. He nails it.
Inside the centre circle, Peveril to Watson to Lucas.
See, this is the man, isn't it? I think you need to take it, make a change if he kicks this.
Distance was never going to be a problem. It was always going to be a matter of accuracy. Pumps it out of the danger zone for the moment, but only as far as O'Halpin. Did he play on? Yes, called to play on. Good pressure there. Holding the ball. No, it's not. Throwing. The Bombers don't waste any time. Dyson picked up the loose ball. Got it to Stanton. Got away from Walker on that occasion. Cuts back inboard. Mark Johnson wants it long to the top of the square. He's one out with Scotland. Did he get a free kick? Yes, he did. Johnson directly in front. Gets the first goal of the second term. Well, I think there was an intimation last week that he played selfishly. And he is a terrific player, but he can do so much more damage when he's doing things like that as Joe Watson takes a good mark at his feet.
Well, yeah, I've heard that criticism of Scotty Luke. I don't think he's selfish. What he knows, he's got enormous ability to kick the ball, so why give it to someone who can't kick?
Watson goes short. It's a good kick. Kicked 1 goal in his 3 AFL games. This for number 2. Not a bad looking roast from the young man. The Bombers are back in front.
Stevens spears inside 50 to Koutoufides. Wanted to give it to Simpson. Hemmed in along the boundary. Off the left.
Oh!
What a goal! What a goal! How about that?
And Lovett's away, and here go the Bombers.
They've got numbers forward to the ball. Hill's got Stanton at 50. All by himself. Heads in that direction, and he's got it. Did he play on?
50
took 1
metres.
step. Umpire gives Satanta the benefit of the doubt. Definitely took a step, Stanton.
Gee, it was only 1. Now, if he doesn't call play on, you still can't make contact. If he doesn't play on, that has to be 50 metres in the interpretation of the rule.
From outside 50, launches it with everything he's got.
Doesn't matter.
And gets it home. Slattery's pushed forward off Stevens. He's got 10 metres on his opponent and gets the football at 60. Can go to the pocket out wide to Lucas. Good. On its way. Well capable, as we know. Lucas has got 5.
Scotland from the centre square. Favola. Ball bounced over the top of the pack. Koutoufides. Age shall not weary. Not today. Cooter's on the board and the Blues replied.
Peveril, searching kick to half forward. McVeigh snuck away from Blackwell. Can run to 52 metres. Mark McVeigh go to the square. Lucas for number 6.
It doesn't matter.
Goes out to Fisher. End-to-end stuff off the turnovers at the moment. Fisher goes to the pocket. Koutoufides one-on-one with Bolton. Cooter grabbed it. Bolton grabbed him. Favola just hauled it in out of mid-air. Gave it to Cooter. Tight angle. Bends it back. Oh, what a kick!
Oh.
What a kick! What a goal! Blues let off the hook. Margin 6 points. Gone a minute in the third term. Stevens still Thornton, look out. Lovett runs him down and gone. To double Essendon's lead. He does. He puts it out in front of Ryder. Slips away from O'Halpin. Gives it to Lucas. Wheels onto the left boot. Has got Bolton 55 from goal. He can chip it over the top. The Blues a bit messy at the moment. Beautiful kick off the boot. Never looked like missing. On centre wing. Gives it to Scotland. Scotland to 50. Bradley gets across but can't get there.
He's dropped it.
Favola, play on the call. Favola to McGrath. Hoiks it inside 50. Wade arrived late, lost his feet. Worked out okay in the end because he may have just cleaned Brian up anyway. The Blues need this one. Kicking's a feature of the big man's game. And this one's no exception. Needs a target. McGrath presents and he obliges. Slick hands to Blackwell. Almost ran himself into trouble. He's got some support there. We'll go back to McGrath. McGrath looks up inside 50. Beautiful setup. He's kicked 2-2 for the day from 45. Didn't look great off the boot. He didn't seem to like it much, but the goal umpire disagreed. Half minutes remaining in the third term. This game up for grabs. Favola off a step. Bends it back. Can it get there? Yes, it can.
Oh, you star.
The Blues are in front. Having an influence to French on the half volley. Got to know your limitations and goal. Chance for the Bombers on the counter punch. Peveril can get it and go. Measures it from 40 to make them pay. He does.
He wants it. Now Lovett whips by.
Look at Stanton.
Stanton's gone. Monfrey's there to support. We've got 18 seconds remaining. Heading towards three-quarter time. McVeigh.
Siren goes for three-quarter time. What we need now, there's no doubt from Carlton's point of view, Andrew Walker cannot run with Brent Stanton. Maybe Jordan Bannister can get that job in this last quarter. Very important they cut Stanton out of the game.
To put the Bombers back in front. Mark McVeigh has done the job. Essendon, they're up by 5 at three-quarter time. He's got 10, 20 yards away from Lance Whitnell. Can go short. McVeigh. Oh, on the stretch, couldn't take the mark. Lovett hemmed in on the boundary line. Centering ball to the square. Sure goal.
Monfries goes over the top to Lovett. He's 65 from goal. Peveril leads short, doesn't like it. Jason Johnson calls for it in the corridor, doesn't like that much either. Might be forced to just put it up and wait for the Flyers. He pulled the kick to the pocket, McVeigh. To really hurt the Blues, and he does. Margin back out to 18 points. McVeigh gets his second.
Rally to himself towards Jason Johnson, but the smart man's footballer, Lance. I would have liked him to see him go the goal square, but he squares the ball.
Oh, that's a free kick.
Should have been, and is. Fisher, no advantage. It'll have to come back.
Has to be a free kick.
The 5. Directly in front.
He doesn't
Got
miss
it.
him.
They're still in the game, the Blues.
Well, Lucas equalled his career best of 6 goals to half-time. He's still on 6. He's kicked 6 goals, 3.
Houlihan.
McGrath to Houlihan. It opens up for the Blues. Can go inboard to French. Lovett lurking in the background. Bannister will have to try and get around him and does. Jordan Bannister to wind up from 45. Go for goal and put it through.
if the injured boss starts grabbing the phone as we head towards full time. Tony Shaw, Kevin Sheedy, one of his wings is clipped, and he's given it to one of his lieutenants today, and that's Gary O'Donnell.
Well, you have faith in someone, you've got to keep going with it.
6 points the margin.
You might be kicking him under the table a couple of times.
Just under 6 minutes remaining.
Oh, there's your answer, Swatter.
Yeah, the old bull and the young bull. What an experience for Gary O'Donnell. Bradley hurriedly towards McVeigh. O'Halpin flew. Couldn't get a hand on the ball. McVeigh, dangerous in the air and on the ground. Peveril just wants an option. Oh, handball over the top. McVeigh fortuitously. That's Nash. Heads towards the goal square, but Walker there in front from Moncrief and relieves, and he can go. He's got Simpson all alone.
Tell you what, Cade Simpson has run from the outer wing to get here. This is why he's so good, this kid. Just works so hard.
The Blues finishing full of running.
Keep going and work this through.
Betts tries to put a shepherd on Dyson. The kick missed McGrath. It had to be tidy. Good pressure from Mark Johnson. They force the turnover. Dyson, Peveril, Mark Johnson. Bombers did well there because it looked like a certain scoring opportunity. That'll be out of bounds. It'll come back for a throw-in. And dare I mention the last time that Carlton had an opposition coach miss through illness. Round 17, 2001, when Peter Schwab had that heart problem, Chris Connolly sat in, and Ben Dixon kicked the winning goal after the final siren to win the game for the Hawks. It's a goal the difference at the moment. We've got 5 minutes remaining. It's been a thrilling game. Trust you've enjoyed it right around the country on Fox. There's plenty more to go. Heffernan handball to himself. Stevens on his shoulder. Bannister committed the body, did well, won the football. Kudafidi's handball smothered. Ricochet to Bentic. Now McGrath. Dangerous handball into the corridor. It's a 3-on-2. Lovett's lurking. Carazzo tries to run him down. Lovett turns on the Jets. He runs to 50. He runs to 45. Tight angle. Bends it to the square and Hill. Hill, goal! Great play, Essendon. Super football from the Bombers. Andrew Lovett lights up the G. The Bombers lead by 12 points.
Deep into time on in the last quarter. Scotland can't break the Heffernan tackle. And we'll have a bounce inside the centre circle again. Wonderful afternoon's football this afternoon. 15th place, 16th. But it's been entertaining. It's had it all. Hill coming through Stevens. They're not done with yet, the Blues. They go inside 50. Favola, Solomon. Loose ball. Eddie Betts can't keep his feet over the top of Solomon, and he's infringed.
Well, Dean just gets... And you know, look, he tries his heart out, Dean Solomon. Sometimes just gets carried away with the excitement of the game, and he wants to be physical, but I think there's no doubt Eddie Betts had his head down.
This needs to go back. Keep the goal.
Take all the time you want here.
Slight angle to bring the margin back to one straight kick. Eddie Betts.
It's not great.
Not the best looking kick, but it's the result that they were after.
It was a bit tentative, wasn't it? A bit nervous. Must have felt like a house brick as it came off the boot, but it went straight, and it's a goal the difference.
It looked like he kicked it with his knee. He was that nervous, but well done, Eddie Betts. Let's have a look at it here. He kept it alive, just said a free kick. I think the umpire said around the head, and it was. You can't hit him in the head. That's the one thing about it, and no matter how you want to look at whether it's controversial or not a decision, there's no doubt that is a free kick.
Well, the Essendon Football Club haven't won a wooden spoon since 1933. There are still 6 games to go in this season. But so much could be riding on the next couple of minutes. The Dons lead by a goal. The Blues trying to come again. Blackwell releases Kuda. Kuda goes to Favola. It's going to clear that contest. Over the back. Welsh under pressure. Gets a quick kick away to defensive 50. Houlihan versus Heffernan.
Keep your feet.
The Bomber did so. And Heffernan, awkward kick off a step, is out on the full.
Wow, Chris Heffernan really has had a shocking year this season. He's been dropped, I think, a number of times and also started on the bench.
Kuda to Carazzo. Had the presence of mind not to play on, given that Lovett was behind him.
No, it's going back to Kuda.
Kuda will have another kick.
Now Walker's on. Walker's pushed forward on, I think it's Monfries. You want to keep pushing forward too.
A goal the difference. 3:18 on the clock. Kudafides to launch it inside 50. It's a tumble punt.
What a shot.
And it's picked off by Jobe Watson.
He'd probably be finding it hard now, Kuda, just to lift his feet up, matter of fact.
Watson goes to Lucas. The Bombers looking to settle things down, but there's still 3 minutes left on the clock. Blues need to man up and be tight. They need to force Essendon to kick to a contest.
Watson's free in the centre.
Welsh goes to Watson. Carlton must man up. Mark Johnson's working hard to the southern side, but Blackwell shuts him down. He can go up the middle to Ryder.
Oh.
He's dropped it. Here's a chance for O'Halpin. The Irishman from 50 winds up. Awkward looking kick and doesn't get a score. Even a point could have been important. 2:34 left on the clock.
Bradley. If they're going to run the clock down the Bombers, they've got to make sure that every possession hits its target.
Got to man up. You've got to be smart and look around you now to see where you got the numbers, the Blues.
Peverill to Welsh.
Now you've got to look around you to make sure, no, they can't switch the play. It's not your man. You just got to pick up the man who's closest to you so you're not outnumbered with the switch.
Jared Waite saw that man by himself and didn't run to him.
Mark Bolton has led all the way from half forward. That gets ignored.
You cannot worry about your own man on this occasion. You've got to have peripheral vision and know where you can help your teammates.
Bradley, pressure, poor kick, too much on it. Clean bowls Andrew Walker. And they've done well, the Blues. That's a win because Essendon haven't been able to clear it outside of their defensive 50. They'll set up for this boundary throw-in. All players apart from Corey McGrath and Mark McVeigh inside the Blues forward 50 and forward to the centre. Scotland. Eddie Betts.
Oh, well done, Eddie.
Well, he had Big Fev coming the other way.
I reckon the last one was a bit nervy, Shorey.
He might kick this with his thigh muscle, not his knee. Just really go back, take your time, Eddie, and just get it. Hopefully he's got a routine that he knows about because he didn't look like he had it the last shot at goal. But again, enormous courage here.
Well, we saw it at the other end with Monfries. Eddie Betts now has done it. He needs to go back as though he's kicking from 50 metres. Kick through the ball. Don't stab at it. He's kicked through it. He's kicked through it. He's kicked truly. The Blues have tied it up again.
70 seconds left on the clock. Kevin Sheedy shakes his head. Essendon 16-9, 105. Carlton 15-15, 105. What a great game of football this one's been.
Well, again, we've seen some great courage. We've seen it all today. There's been horrible foot skills. There's been two forwards who have dominated. Just around the ground, players have lifted at certain times. And Eddie Betts by himself. Now Dyson's come off. Slattery. It looks like Heffernan will go to Betts.
16th versus 15th. Dare I say it, one of the games of the year.
What a clearance this is going to be.
A big ball to be won.
And I think Eddie Betts was saying with his hand action like that, like a yapping dog, saying, you've got to talk to me, boys, because he didn't know what was coming. But he stood his ground and marked the ball.
68 seconds left.
How would a draw go down, boys?
What a clearance to win. Peverill wrapped up. Ball spills to Bolton. Kick smothered. Walker dives in on top. Watson in there trying to get it out, and we'll have another ball up. 56 seconds remaining. It's been a super game of footy. The Bombers led by 18 points, 4 minutes into the third term. That's the biggest margin of the entire afternoon. Mark Johnson, third man up. Simpson goes back with the flight. Hands it off to McGrath. Quick handball under pressure. Lovett lurking again.
Oh, now is this intentional?
Foot to ball. Heading out there is McVeigh. It won't quite get to the line. McVeigh steps inside a tackle. He's kept it alive. Goes to Monfries. Walker comes across and belts it to the line.
Oh, what a great stanza of play. Would that have been intentional with that kick straight towards the boundary line? McVeigh, who's lifted for his side, and then Walker. How desperate are these two teams?
34 seconds left. Bradley got rid of Whitnell. French in over the top. Mark Johnson dives in.
Oh.
Over the top, the umpire will bounce it at 70 metres out from the Essendon goal.
How courageous would the umpire be now to play a holding the ball? Let's see. If they pull the ball in, the interpretation's been paid all year.
25 seconds left and ticking. French palms it down. The Blues will go defensive from here, you'd think.
Get numbers behind the ball. Everybody's got to come down, you would think.
A draw was paying $67 between these two sides this afternoon. There is someone at the MCG that had some money on it. It's not me.
John Barnes told to get out of the way. 18 seconds left. Can Essendon carry the 65 metres they need for a score? Hill's tap was good. It just didn't sit up. Whitnell, last roll of the dice for the Blues. It'll go to Favola versus Solomon. Time, Eddie Betts couldn't quite pounce on it. Welsh kicks it back into the middle. Ball still alive. 2 seconds left. Blackwell over the top. It's a draw. These two teams have met 224 times. This is the 4th time in league history they have drawn. And the race to avoid the wooden spoon takes another twist. Just look at the players from both sides. Absolutely exhausted. Forget the Bright-Skids Cup. Forget #1 draft pick. These two teams desperately wanted 4 points. They come away with 2 apiece.
Well, doesn't it put the rest that these players, they think about draft pick. People say they tank for games. You have got to be joking. These players are too professional and too proud to even think about things like that. You might have administrators behind the scenes who might wish it, but have a look at the effort from both these sides. And when you look at it in the flow of play, gee whiz, you've got to say that it nearly was the right result.
No.